Hey you guys, it's your girl Justy. This video will be entitled Soncerae and her parasite, since that's what she calls her growing baby in her stomach. Not even a fetus, but a damn parasite. So, Justy, you should be proud of your mama. Okay, this is a throwback. The actual title is talking about, are we the perfect black power couple, which is something, she thinks that she is one half of. So, without further ado, here we go.
Power couples. And here's something that a lot of people can agree with. It's very, very difficult to find someone who is on your level as well. You know what I mean? It's like very difficult to be a power couple. It's not like that's something easy to do. And it amazes me when I see power couples.
So, Priest is on your level, making $400 a week. Yep, that sounds about right, Soncerae.
It's like, oh my God, you found a way to both handle business and then you found a way to be able to handle business together. And that's the amazing part. A lot of couples don't know how to work together or put their feelings aside in order to, have a productive, business relationship. So I'm posting this on Facebook like, yeah, it's hard to find somebody to get on your level. And one chick gets into my comment section and says some shit along the lines of, if your own foundation ain't, popping, why would you, post some shit, about power couples? You and Priest ain't got y'all shit together. So here's where it gets a little confusing for me because I'm trying to figure out like how one has to do with the other. Like I can see in some.
Okay, so did you have your shit together, bitch? No, because you didn't have your own place and all other shit that that y'all did not have. So she was right.
Of this comment that maybe I posted something boasting about my own relationship, but that is not even where I was coming from with it. It was more like, hey, being a power couple, that's something that's very, very difficult. If you could find someone on your
She stay talking about some shit she don't know nothing about. But anywho.
level, that's like amazing. You know what I mean? And she comes in here with this bitter black woman stuff. Now here's the funny thing. My girlfriend saw this and I have like a half.
You get called out and now she's the bitter black woman because you had no foundation. You was living in Andre's house. You had no money set aside because if you did, bitch, you could have slid right into another place instead of panhandling on YouTube and living in a truck in a Walmart.
Full of girlfriends, and I try to keep, my relationships with my girlfriends very, very private because I don't really like all the rah rah and shit that comes with catty women. So when I pick my friends, I pick some of my friends like I pick some of my fruit. So my girlfriends see it, and they're like, "This bitch tried you in the comment section." I see it. And we got to discussing, how selective we are as women with the females that we choose because a lot of females are very, very impulsive and emotional and they start stuff all the time. So it's very, very difficult to, hold a solid friendship with these hoes because they're really, let me stop calling these women hoes. I don't know them like that. I think I just call them hoes because I don't know their names individually because I know it's going to be some hoe in the comment section. Sounds like you should call us hoes.
She's so uplifting, but she using the word hoe. That's just like a sophisticated, high value woman, right? Right, Soncerae?
Blah, blah, blah. The chick that put, what she put in my comment section, I read that chick and drug her for the filth that she is. And I'm explaining to, and it's sad that I gotta explain this to people, but when people get on the internet, you guys say whatever. It's like you don't think first. You're in defensive mode when it comes to everything that you're reading.
She's talking about being defensive. You had to drag somebody, and read them for filth over a comment instead of articulating your point without being nasty, bitch.
Instead of trying to look at somebody else's perspective, I still don't even know how she, took this comment as me saying that I'm in a power couple relationship. I was actually saying how I'm not in a power couple relationship.
Right, because you ain't got the power and your ass ain't a couple.
Like just because you're not in a power couple relationship doesn't mean that you're in an unhappy relationship or that your relationship isn't strong enough to last the test of
Nobody said that, bitch.
time. It's just like, if you're a power couple, you on your shit, and it's amazing when I see, two couples being able to work together.
Jealous and envious of people that make it.
Half the time I can't even get priests to pass the gravy. And you guys have figured out an elaborate scheme to get millions?
An elaborate scheme? When is it a scheme to get millions? And you talking about you can't get your man to pass gravy? Was that before you got pregnant or after, bitch?
Got you people in your diabolical plans. We can start brand.
If he couldn't pass gravy, that's a pretty shitty example of a guy that you think that you so a fire and above.
New, cause I don't wanna
Oh
lose
God.
you.
Please. Please.
What is that? Black no. 702. 702.
No,
Listen,
no,
I can barely
no.
find a man to support the fact that I do YouTube videos. Come on. Here's
She could barely find a man. Girl, you could barely find a man, period.
what impresses me. This is just impressive. First of all, Amber Rose at a slut walk, her man standing right next to her. Amber Rose did a slut walk and her costume says Captain Save-A-Ho and her
So why is you comparing yourself to a whole nother couple, a famous couple at that, bitch? Because you'll never be famous. Your ass ain't never been on a. Oh, a matter of fact, this is what I was thinking about the other day. At least Tommy Sotomayor did get on a nationally, even though it was a stupid ass show with Vivica Fox, a nationally syndicated show, on Vivica Fox. Um, hell, I know people that's been on what's his name? Not Maury Povich, Jerry Springer. I done had friends and family been on Jerry Springer, Judge Mathis. Um, what was the other show? Some other shows. And bitch, you can't even get on one. And you ain't had no girl. Who don't nobody know you? You can't even have a damn meet and greet. Talking about people knew me as soon as I hit California. Girl, boo.
man right here supporting that whole shit. What? How the fuck did Amber Rose get so lucky? I mean, it's because she's white. Like, I don't understand.
How did she get so lucky because she white? What the fuck did that have to do with anything? My father had a white wife, and that don't have nothing to do with nothing. If you're a good fucking woman, bitch, and you got it going on, that's mostly what matters. But clearly you don't, because you had to dig in the gutter. And this ain't no slight against priests, but since you want to put yourself so far up above, how the fuck you end up with priests,
Getting a guy to
bitch?
support my goals and dreams has been one of those things that's been extremely difficult for many, many years. Like, this is something that, men struggle with in regards to women. It's not that you guys are intimidated by strong women or that you feel like independent women are like this horrible thing.
They definitely ain't intimidated by your ass.
But at the same time, it's like men, you guys want balance. You want a hoe in the street, but you want a freak in the bed. What? You want a woman to be submissive.
A hoe in the street and a freak in the bed, girl. Did you meant to say a woman in the streets and a freak in the bed? You dumb ass. What a man want a hoe in the street and a freak in the bed? That don't even make sense.
But at the same time, you don't want her to be fragile and vulnerable. That's just,
Men know women are fragile and vulnerable. Okay? That's what makes us different, bitch. Just because they don't want to hear our shit half the time, it don't, I mean, what do that mean? They not gonna sit down. If you want a woman, bitch, then you say you bisexual, then go get you a fucking woman to support your dreams and ideas. Whenever I was dealing with my son father and I say, I get into my little feminine space or whatever and my feelings and I be like, we need to talk. Can I talk to you about we gotta talk about something? And he be like, oh man, what the hell? Like they just don't like to talk. That's men. Girl.
you want a woman to get up and help you pay bills, but at the same time, you want her to sit there and be a housewife and take care of the kids. What? It's like, how you.
No, bitch. If he wants a woman to pay the bills, I mean, shit. He got to be working. You got to figure that shit out before you get with the man and have a conversation. I'm not gonna be busting my ass and popping out kids at the same time, and he don't help me do nothing. If he can't bring in the majority of the income, and I gotta work just as much as he do, then what the fuck are we there for together then? The fuck? He the man, and he's supposed to he gonna be the provider, and I'm gonna take care of the children and raise the children. And if I want to work, then I will.
Be able to have a woman that does equally both. That's very, very difficult. You're not going to be able to juggle all of these different hats. 100.
I'm so sick of this bitch talking about shit that she don't know what the fuck she talking about. I ain't never been married, you know what I'm saying? But I can at least say, you know, from a child's perspective of having a father in the home that was married to my mother, you know what I'm saying? My father worked full time, and my mother had her little part-time job, and she was there with the kids after school, cook dinner, make sure the dinner cooked, the house clean.
100% all of the time.
And let me say this, but I guarantee you, if she had to work just as much as he did, you know, like what the fuck is the point of that? This shit, I might as well be doing this shit by my damn self. You dumbass.
You know, and still be beautiful and still be fit. Like a lot of men want a woman who works out.
And yes, my mother worked out and was beautiful all while we was growing up, bitch. My mother stayed working out. She had the little it was a it was the exercise program that she would stand in front of the TV with the white ladies. It was a slow, medium, and fast, and she would be working out every day. Okay, so yes, she kept it tight, honey, because she didn't have to work hard, and she was raising the children, and she was looking good for her man, bitch.
A decent job. She's a great mother. She's beautiful as well. You know, she has all these hats. She's like awesome. She's in a good mood. She's happy all of the time. She cooks. She cleans. She's an executive at her job. I mean, she's getting it right. But is that a realistic expectation for a woman? Like, think about it as yourself as a man. Like, think about the expectations that women have for.
That ain't a realistic expectation for you, bitch, because you ain't never had to do that shit. And no, it's not a real expectation for anybody. I don't personally feel like a woman can have it all, because at some point you're gonna feel like you lacking in some areas, bitch. You can't be you're gonna be an executive without a nanny and a maid. Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta have somebody helping you take care of the kids and take care of the household. And if the husband working full time, he's not. I mean, you know, if you decide he's going to be a house husband, then that's fine. That's one thing. But if both of y'all working, then somebody has to tend to the kids, the house, etc. And if you're a so-called executive, then you should have the money to pay for those things.
You, even in a regular relationship, not even a power couple relationship. Just think about the shit you be asking for us. Like, what are you expecting me to do here? It's interesting that I actually use Facebook for what it's worth. And you know, Facebook is so awesome because you see the thoughts of people, you see the different perspectives of people, and I'm the type of person, I don't really care what your opinion is of my life. Like, I'm really one of those people
Yes,
that
you
really
do.
don't care because I know I'm going to be judged regardless.
Yes, you do.
There's no point to get scared now and try to filter the stuff that I say simply so I can, you know, save some people from their feelings being hurt because of the way that they perceive what I'm
Girl,
saying.
you ain't hurt
So it's
nobody's
like as I get
feelings.
older, I get like realer. Like if you don't want to hear the little
Realer.
20% of my life that I share with you,
Is it realer, SonceRat, or more real, bitch?
you may want to unsubscribe or delete or block me or something. A lot of people have a strange, you know, reaction to the fact that I'm so open and so honest. Girl, you ain't got to tell all your business. We ain't got to know everything. I'm like, oh my God, that is so cute that you think you know like my whole life. I'm a fucking genius. If I can get you to believe that a little minuscule story that I told you about me like the other day is like my entire life, yo, I'm doing a good job. If I can tell you 20% of my life and you think you know the other 80%, and you can write my biography. You
Bitch, the 20% you did tell, shit, that's the percentage you should have kept to yourself, dumbass. But that's the percentage that you knew was gonna be on here getting your ass views and shit. Because you need this shit to pay your bills.
what that means? I'm doing my damn job. I shine.
If somebody gotta what is that fucking word? You gotta keep promoting yourself like you that bitch, you that bitch. Like what's the girl in the Housewives of Atlanta? Uh said, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch. Well then guess what, bitch, you really ain't that bitch.
That was funny. I'm in that apartment, that one apartment that people keep thinking that it belongs to someone else. Like I'll leave my door cracked and it's like the same woman who keeps walking through my door and I'm looking at her like, this is not your apartment. Like, why do you keep walking in here? She just walked by. She just walked by. That's why I said that. She just burst through the door. And I'm just like, what are you doing today? This is like your fourth time this week doing this. I'm so sorry. Why do you keep walking in my apartment? And Priest's like, why do you keep leaving the door open? Because I want some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those people. I like oxygen. I don't like to be cooped up in the house. I want to be outside. And the fact that I'm on bed rest and I'm barely leaving the house here, could you let me just get some oxygen, please? Please, thank you. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Tap the notification.
Oh, this must be the motel that this raggedy bitch was staying at, huh? I guess so. Cause I could see the sink inside the room that she's sitting in. It don't look like I mean, it's like a kitchen inside of a room. Girl, get your life. Anyway, all right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this. And I'll make another one in a minute. All right, peace.